This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. The important saga of the investigation into Donald Trump's involvement with Russia's interference in our sacred democratic process is still playing out. After Robert Mueller completed his portion of the investigation with the Office of the Special Counsel, and since his hands were tied by the Justice Department's policy against indicting a sitting president, he effectively handed it over to the Congress to complete, since, as of now, they are the only body with the power to remove a sitting president from office. Well, on numerous occasions, I have talked about my prediction that Mueller would eventually end up before Congress to give his first-hand knowledge of details of the investigation's findings. I held to that prediction even after Robert Mueller spoke at the end of May, saying that it would be the last time he spoke publicly about the matter.
Now, I hope and expect this to be the only time that I will speak to you in this manner. I am making that decision myself. No one has told me whether I can or should testify or speak further about this matter. There has been discussion about an appearance before Congress. Any testimony from this office would not go beyond our report. It contains our findings and analysis and the reasons for the decisions we made. We chose those words carefully, and the work speaks for itself. And the report is my testimony. I would not provide information beyond that which is already public in any appearance before Congress.
So don't get caught up in the 24-hour news cycle nonsense of Mueller not having to testify because he doesn't want to. It's not up to him. And now that he's no longer an employee of the Department of Justice and is a private citizen, it's not up to Donald Trump or Bill Barr either. So if I were a betting man, I would say that the odds are good that we will see and hear testimony from Robert Mueller, which ultimately will not be a good day for Donald Trump. Well, not like I'm some sort of oracle, but we finally have a firm date for Robert Mueller's testimony, Wednesday, July 17th. And it sounds like there was quite a bit that went into getting to this point. According to reporting from the New York Times, there were weeks of negotiations for what the hearing format of voluntary testimony would look like. Some ground was mutually agreed upon, such as combining questioning from two separate panels consisting of members of the Judiciary and Intelligence Committees. But ultimately, in a letter sent by the chairman of those two committees, a subpoena was issued. In the letter, they wrote, "You have also explained that you prefer for the special counsel's office's written work to speak for itself. Nevertheless, the American public deserves to hear directly from you about your investigation and conclusions. We will work with you to address legitimate concerns about preserving the integrity of your work, but we expect that you will appear before our committees as scheduled." So that's that. Barring some Hail Mary obstruction from Donald Trump and his lapdog, Bill Barr, we're going to get to witness what could very well be the moment that shifts an already leaning public opinion related to impeaching the traitorous goon we're suffering under as President of the United States. And the perplexingly curious thing about all this is watching the dipshits over at Fox News coddle their volatile man-baby, Donald Trump. I don't know if it's just a genuine shitty hot take, or maybe that Brian Kilmeade is just a stalk of broccoli with googly eyes glued to it, but he took to Fox News and Fox and Friends and asserted that he doesn't think Robert Mueller actually knows what's in the Mueller report.
The other thing I have a sense of, he's got to July 17th to bone up on it. I don't think he knows the details of the report. I don't think
he was like, name's on it.
But he's like the king of England on this. He assigns the people. They're going to say, why are most of them democratically affiliated? Aren't you concerned about the perception if you hire people like that to do this job? Do you understand why some feel there was an agenda in there? So Jerry Nadler, if you ever watch him in these hearings, they often get out of control. I sense that this ping pong could go the other direction.
If he doesn't know it now, I'm pretty sure he's sitting with a highlighter going over it because he's gonna want to make this his moment.
Look, Brian, just because you're always the dumbest guy in any room you're standing in doesn't mean that's the case for others. Robert Mueller, he knows what's in the Mueller report. Robert Mueller has been a United States attorney twice, a deputy attorney general, and the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation for 12 years under both George W. Bush and Barack Obama. So don't worry about what he knows and doesn't know. I assure you he's got his business on lock, you goofy imposter. And what do you suppose this impulse is to make such a ridiculous assertion? Are they settling Trump down so he doesn't lash out and act in a manner more stupid and more dangerous than normal? Or are they're trying to soothe him and then watch the fireworks when ultimately Robert Mueller does testify and drops what will likely be some history-altering details? Or is Brian Kilmeade just a minor league clown who fumbled his way from sideline reporting at minor league sporting events to the big leagues of cable news? Ultimately, I'll let you decide on that, but in the meantime, mark your calendars for Wednesday, July 17th, because there's gonna be belated 4th of July fireworks show that the entire country can enjoy.